Welcome back as we continue our coverage of Decision 2022.
And the war on disinformation and how election conspiracies are having an impact on this year's campaigns. Good evening, I'm Kariba Devine.
I'm Mark Curtis. On Friday, the Attorney General's office announced key players in an election conspiracy claim misled the public and never provided evidence that they claimed to have.
But one expert on disinformation says that a lot of damage has already been done.
Team 12's Joe Dana explains.
So that they can explain what they have. Thank you, Shauna.
On May 31st, Republican state lawmakers held an unusual hearing involving extraordinary claims about U.S. elections.
Make sure that these elections are secure.
East Phoenix lawmaker Shauna Bullock hosted the hearing, giving the floor to two self-described election watchdogs from Texas.
So I just want to thank you for being here.
Catherine Engelbrecht and Greg Phillips.
Catherine and I are working with Sheriff Lamb and other sheriffs around the country.
Their theory was the premise of the 2000 Mules movie, touted repeatedly by top GOP candidates for office. Candidate for governor Kari Lake chided reporters for not giving more attention to the movie's claims.
We're going to go watch the movie 2000 Mules, which I hope that the Arizona Republic will finally open their eyes and cover. Our elections were stolen from us.
The movie claims geolocation, cell phone data, and surveillance videos prove nonprofit organizations paid mules to illegally collect and deposit ballots into drop boxes, rigging the election for Joe Biden.
True the Vote has the largest store of election intelligence for the 2020 elections in the world.
During the hearing, the pair were asked if they could reveal those nonprofit organizations who they suggested were criminals.
Are you able to disclose which nonprofit organizations?
We would love to put that list out. The but is, we also need law enforcement to be able to do their jobs.
They were also asked if they shared their allegedly damning geolocation evidence with the state attorney general.
There seems to be a bit of controversy amongst us. They'll get another copy of it.
And what about the FBI?
We have already given this data to the FBI.
But on Friday, Arizona Attorney General Chief Special Agent Reginald Grigsby slammed the two for their claims and recommended Engelbrecht and Phillips be investigated by the FBI, writing, True the Vote is adamant it had evidence of ballot stuffing and voting fraud despite repeated requests. True the Vote never did provide the information it purported to have in its possession. And True the Vote began to publicly assert they provided us with the information and the Phoenix office of the FBI. Not only is this patently false, True the Vote acknowledged to us during a meeting with them they had not given us the information.
This is a new moment.
Dr. John Carlson of the Recovering Truth Project at ASU researches disinformation.
There's a very clear realization that the promotion of the fraudulent 2020 election, so-called, is a real boon for fundraising. And so there are a lot of folks who are at the upper political level who are sort of like wink, wink, nod, nod. We know we have to say this. This is really good for us. But we know it's not true.
Fact checks and bipartisan election integrity organizations concluded long ago the 2000 Mules movie was not credible.
The problem is that there are many people who are listening to them who absolutely believe that the election was stolen.
And there are consequences.
With the information that you provided to us,
Representative Bullock said more than 100 so-called voter integrity bills proposed at the legislature were influenced in part on 2000 Mules. Carlson calls hearings like this political theater. He says voters should pay attention not to what people and politicians claim on blogs and in movies, but what is actually provided as evidence under oath.
Offering testimony in a court of law where if you don't speak the truth, you can be held accountable and liable for perjury.
He worries too many voters take these conspiracy theories too seriously.
The real concern going forward, I think, is that those who might want to subvert the rules, change the rules, or engage in anti-democratic behavior, even violence, if you don't win.
We asked Representative Bullock and candidate for Governor Kari Lake if they have a response to the Attorney General's letter about 2000 Mules. So far, they have not responded to our requests. Joe Dana, 12 News.